a massive Premier League game and a massive Champions League game. This season's going really rather well again. Hello and welcome to Club 5, part 17 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're away against Manchester City in the Premier League and also away against Benfica in the Champions League. And I feel a little bit like today's episode is going to be season defining. I know it's really early on, we've not played that many games, but since you were last with me, form has been pretty good. We've started winning in the Premier League. We're still in the Carabao Cup, yay! But more importantly, we beat Inter. We've won both of our first two Champions League games. Find ourselves joint top of our group with Benfica. If we can somehow pick up a win against them today, we're all but through to the knockout rounds already. Premier League wise, with the little run of form that we've been on, we are mounting a recovery. We're now only 3 points outside of those Champions League spots. We don't expect to be challenging for the title anytime soon, but a win against Man City propels us back up to roughly where we were last year and opens up a bit of a gap between us and then. Obviously, both of those are big ifs. If we lose both of these games, we're going to be in the bottom half of the Premier League and the Champions League will be looking a little bit dicey. So, you know, it's what I mean. Season defining. I made that point a minute and a half ago, for goodness sake. Right, this is a team we're putting out there for the first of the two games against Manchester City. We have reverted to boring Leicester mode. We're going to go there on defensive and structured, but it works. It might just be the way we have to be at Leicester. We're out-reputationed by most clubs that we play. We're a small club playing big clubs with not very good players against their really good players. We've got to make the most of what we've got, and that involves us playing a defensive system, and it has been working. It worked massively against Inter. So this is the team. We've got Svilar in goal. A back four of Leo, Panzo, Garmendia, and Gasperetti, Portanova and Suto are in midfield, with Moya in behind, Paulo Cesar and Miller. Cesar's in the team purely because I'm still trying to find a strike partner for Jonathan Miller. It's not that he's in a magical run of form, but Miller is playing a little bit better. That doesn't look that impressive, but he's been good in recent games, although that doesn't look very impressive either. I think that's the last 5 games average. I know it's the overall average rating. Where's the last 5 games average gone? Are you really telling me I've not had that on there all season, or has this been a update thing that I've not noticed? Either way, we'll fix that at some. I probably won't fix it. You've all met me. But this is the team that we're putting out there. Hopefully, Miller can continue the decent form that I promise you he's been in. Cesar, not so much, but you never know. Today might be the day that he finally starts to fulfil some of that potential. We've had over 2 seasons now of me saying Cesar's got loads of potential, he's going to be good, and then him not doing it. On the flip side, there was 15 months of that where he didn't play at all because of injury upon injury upon injury. So it's only really been about 9 months, and I've never given him a run in the team in that time. So if he gets, let's say he manages to stay fit for 6 games, which is a big if for Paulo Cesar, but if he manages to stay fit for the next 6 games, I might just commit to giving him a half dozen consecutive games just to see if he's got anything. Because I think that's enough time for him to play himself into some form, play himself into some match fitness. And if he's still not any good at the end of that, then we probably do need to wash our hands of him, recall Adonis at Christmas, and swap the two of them over in our Premier League squads. If Cesar's either going to be injured or rubbish, I know he's worth, well, he was worth £30+ million. He's down to about 12 million now on his rating, on his value, as the world seems to come around to my point of view that he's really not any good. But Adonis got 15 goals for us last season, so if Cesar's just not going to do the business, at least we know Adonis can and has before. Plus, he can play in that attacking midfield position as well, so it gives us another option there. So that's something I'm actively considering for January. I realise it's going to... I mean, it will involve writing off a young player who still has potential to improve rather than an old man, which was the reason why I moved 30-year-old Adonis out of the squad in the first place, to give Cesar a chance. But if he's not going to take the chance now, we'll just swap him back again. It's one of the joys of only sending him out on loan rather than selling him. We can always bring him back. We are still paying 6 figures a week on his salary while he's up, just having a bit of a holiday up in Scotland. I think, did he go to Hearts? Someone up in Scotland. I forget where he went. An hour into this game, it's still 0-0, which is, I mean, it's exactly what we're playing for. We're playing to frustrate City and hopefully grab a goal on the break at some point. We don't need to be dominating the match. We've only had one shot on target in the entire game. But the important thing is we're not giving them a sniff at the moment. They're not creating chances. So while that's happening, everything is going to plan. Cesar and Moya, neither of them playing particularly well. So let's make a Kev triple. A triple change. We're going to have Gardner in behind Watson Miller. Gardner we've not really used as an attacking midfielder at any point. We usually use him as a striker. He is just as natural as an attacking midfielder, but we usually have a queue of players ready to slot into that position. But for whatever reason, we don't have as many on the bench today as we normally would. So, that's annoying because that's kind of pinballed around a little bit in the penalty area, and that's not what we wanted to see happen, especially with only 20 minutes to go, because now we have to come out and loosen off a little bit, go on to control and see if we just shock. I mean, look at that. You don't get the luck sometimes. Let's go flexible as well. We'll give it 5 or 10 minutes of control, then push on to attacking. We've got to go and try and grab a goal. And hopefully they just won't be expecting us to come at them. But really, if they're not expecting us to attack in the last 15 minutes when we're losing, then I think they're probably a worse manager than I am, which is saying something, that's for sure. So, see, they are creating some chances now. We're giving them space to create some chances. It's a little bit of a worry. But here you go. Here comes an equaliser. It's Leo, and he just can't quite get there first. And now City have a break on. They're gonna beat us at our own game. They're not. We've intercepted, and it's Miller. There's not really anyone to support him, and because of that, the pass does go astray. I mean, I wouldn't have begrudged him just keeping hold of the ball and either having a shot or just seeing how far he could run with it. There was literally no one there to help him out. So why try and find a pass? Watts finds Onoma. There are men in the middle. It's Gardner. And there's your equaliser. We only had to attack for 4 minutes. Right, get yourselves back onto defence. We're here for a draw, gentlemen. That's a lovely finish from Gardner as well. Just charging through from that deep position. I was talking about him before we conceded our goal. And there you go. He's decided he wants to bring the conversation back round to him again. Maybe he's supposed to be an attacking midfielder. And I've been playing him as a striker for 2 years, wondering why the previous manager spent £20+ million on him as a youngster. Just not seeing it, and perhaps it's because he's not a striker, he's an attacking midfielder who's going to burst through and score goals from that position. So let's give him the opportunity to do that. It's Gardner again to Watts, ball over the top to Miller. Oh, he tries the cheeky one and it bounces off the top of the crossbar and goes behind. Imagine if we'd have robbed them. I mean, it would be the mugging of all muggings. Although, to be fair, looking at the clear-cut chances, we've had 2 to their 1. Not a mugging, according to Kev's rules. They're dominating us for every other stat. But we have created more chances than them. I think a draw is probably going to be a fair result. I am a little bit worried we won't cling on for the draw. And should we go for the jugular in the last 5 minutes? And I mean, it would surprise him at this point if we went attacking. But I don't know how valuable that element of surprise is, because they're going to be attacking too. And they've got better attacking players than we have. They've got, I mean, just a quick glance, De Bruyne and Dybala as a front two. I mean, that's quite good, isn't it? Oh no, Svilla just about holds on to it, and look at the state of that attack that they've got. Yeah, we're going to keep defending and we're going to hope that we hold on. Although they are below us in the league, so perhaps we should be trying to beat them. Old Kev would definitely have tried to beat him, but then Old Kev would definitely have lost. We've got a chance to steal a win here, and it's Miller. He's through, and agonisingly close. Jonathan Miller has had 2 really good chances to win this game for us, and I hope we're not going to be punished for him missing them both, because I was quite positive about him before the game. If he's now going to become public enemy number 1, it makes me look like a silly bear. That's a terrible shot from Miller. He overheard me. I mean, why didn't he do that when he was on his own? He had players either side of him in that attack that he could play in. When he's in that position and he's completely on his own, he passes to nobody. And there's your last minute winner for City. The chorus from the comments is deafening. Kev, what were you doing on defend? Disable comments. We gave it a good effort. Our game plan was a minute and a half away from being perfectly executed. Are we going to grab an equaliser? Panzo straight at their keeper. I still maintain a draw would have been a fair result in this game. As it is, we've lost. The first part of the less positive prophecy has come true. We're in the bottom half of the Premier League again. Now we go away to Benfica and hope that we're owed a win and we'll grab it in that game, maybe. Just the one change for the Benfica game. Then Kostic comes in for Garmendia because Garmendia's not in the Champions League squad. I mean, it's a recurring theme. Fingers crossed. We're going there to defend the same way we did against Manchester City. It almost worked against City. I don't want to tempt the game to put me in my place, but I would like to think Man City are a better team than Benfica, likely to have been a bigger challenge of the two games. So I think if we can go there and do the same thing we did against City, we should be able to grind out a draw. We were so close to doing it against Man City. And a draw would leave us undefeated after the first 3 games, 6 points clear of Inter and Zenit, assuming they end up drawing as well. I mean, we could be 3 points or 4. I get confused. Maths. Oh, maths. Either way, it would leave us in a very strong position. Of course, if we concede a goal in the first 20 minutes, that undoes the game plan a little bit, because then we have to attack for that little bit longer, thus opening up gaps at the back for them to score a few more. And they have gone 1-0 up. They heard me say Man City are better than them, didn't they? And they got all hissy about it. Oh no, we're not having that. Well, I've never heard of any of the players in this Benfica team. I've heard of 2 of the Man City players. So, you know, there's your confirmation that City are better. I'm just gonna keep poking the bear. Yeah, you're rubbish, Benfica. Go on, hit me again. All right, we'll go standard. I don't want to come and attack at them just yet. That seems like crazy talk. I mean, even if it ends like this, halfway point, still in second place, still 3 points clear of Inter. We've got to play Benfica at home. We've got to play Inter away, which is going to be a mess. I think that's the last game of the group. That'll be the one on tomorrow's episode. We'll play Inter away to end the group, I think. But even if it ends like this, my plan was win the home games, lose the away games, or win the home games, try and draw one of the away games. That ends us on 10 points. 10 points has got to be enough to get out of a 4-team group, surely. Right. Control. We'll start the second half on control. We're also going to go to a flexible mentality, and we're going to be down to 10 men to do it. So that's just going to be smashing. That's going to make getting back into this game so much easier. Oh, it's only a yellow card. Whew. Right. Come on, lads. A quick equaliser. Then we can all have a rest and sit back and defend for a bit longer again. Someone get a time machine, take this video back and show it to the Kev of a month ago even, or the Kev of last year, and he's just going to spit all over it. He doesn't understand what's happening. What is this defend? And it doesn't even work. We're defending and we're going to lose 2 games in an episode. Oh, it's disallowed. Let's not worry too much then. Right, here's our equaliser. Moya. Cross comes in. It is Miller. It is an equaliser. He's giving it all that. And I fully approve. What's that? You think you're better than Man City? I'm not a Man City fan, by the way. But, you know, poke the bear. Wind him up. Right, let's drop back down to counter. We're not going to go full on defensive. We'll go counter and see what happens. We're top of the group as of right now, which is just ridiculous. We're not as good as any of those 3 teams who are in this group with us. We're boring Leicestering it. Right, Miller. Breaking free again. He's got players to support him. I think it's 2-on-2. Is that Moya is in the middle? Miller beats his man. Moya is unmarked in the middle. Cross is terrible. Absolutely terrible. We could and should be 2-1 up because that was a brilliant chance. And Miller did so well until the cross, but just absolutely fluffed the cross completely. And now Benfica come at us again. This feels like one of those super long highlights that's going to end with a goal. Oh, no, it just had the clear-cut chance in it. That's fine. And then the long-range shot that whistled past the post. Right, substitution o'clock. What have we got? Cesar, obviously rubbish again. So we're back up to 11 men now with him coming off and Watts coming on. We're going to bring on Amavi for Leo because he's on a yellow card, and we're going to leave it there for now with the option to fiddle if need be. If we get punished in the last 5 minutes again like we did against Man City, I'm going to have a grumpy on all night. I'm going to need back in the borough at 7 o'clock to cheer me up. Watch it. It's great. Right. Last substitution. What have we got to try and win this? We're not even. Why am I saying to try and win the game? We're not trying to win the game. What have we got to try and avoid losing this game? We're going to bring on Onomar for Gasparetti, and we're just that. I mean, that's our one change. It's not a game changing. For Jiminy Cricket. Suto is injured, but Onomar hadn't yet come on, so that's fine. Not so fine that Suto's injured. I hope that's not a big boy injury. Oh, foot injury. That could be him out for ages if he's broken his foot. Watts is in though. Forces a save out the Benfica keeper. That's the first clear-cut chance either team have had in the game in the 90th minute. And we've now got a corner. Gasparetti to take. And it's short to Moya. And we don't really get hold of it. And now Benfica have got almost a one-on-one. But got the tackle in. Which was, I mean, I think that's probably that. If there's a goal for either team now, it's not really fair on the others. It's been a very even match. I think a draw is fair, but then I thought a draw was fair against Man City, and the universe had other ideas. So who knows what's about to happen. But with 2 seconds left on the clock, surely the whistle blows with this ball in the air, even if Svilla even gets to kick it. I mean, he stood there for 8 seconds waiting for the referee to blow his whistle. Not a chance that happens in real life. But either way, we've managed to grind out a massively important draw away from home. We are top of our group at the halfway point in the Champions League, knowing that the rest of the run that we've got Benfica at home. We should be able to beat them at home if we drew away. Zenit, who we already beat away, we should definitely beat them at home. And then Inter. So, I don't know, are we going to go all the way to Inter for the next episode? We might. Depends how we do against Benfica. We might do Zenit and Arsenal as the next episode, because that might be where it depends when we can get out of the group. But I want to be qualifying for the knockout rounds tomorrow, or at the very least getting knocked out of the Champions League. Either one of them will happen on tomorrow's episode. But then I also want to show you Inter. We'll figure something out. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.